So, can you tell what I am for Halloween? I'm a sleazy strip club owner. You know it. Well, anyway, that's the idea behind this costume that I've got. Actually, you know what? Welcome to the Dividend Dive on a Friday night. Ryan Williams is not in. So, hey, I'm taking over the time slot because that's what we're going to do, baby. I got to go to Frankenmuth, Michigan this weekend and see what that's all about. So, I'm coming back Monday. We're going to be gone. Little family trip. But speaking of costumes, yeah, we'll get into it. It was, a little bit of a ploy to get you guys in, but look at this shirt. I was in the airport and one of the agents said, "Oh, it's Cat in the Hat." I said, "It's not the cat in the hat. It's a cat in the hat." Kind of reminds me of that time that my family, I really wanted to go to Disneyland when I was a kid. And finally, my stepdad said, "All right, fine. Want to go to Disneyland? Get in the car. I'll take you to Disneyland." We drove 25 minutes to a area that was warehoused. It was a burned down warehouse. And he said, "Oh no, Disneyland burned down. Looks like we can't go." I cried. And he said, "How about we buy you some ice cream instead, sport?" And that was the day that we had ill will toward the stepdad. Now, anyway, that never happened. Okay, never happened. Don't worry, everything's okay. Everyone's fine. I may still be estranged from my ex stepfather, but that's a whole different story for another time. But you guys want to hear about this costume idea I had? Yeah, I thought, and let me know what you would buy. But technically, and what's up, JJ, Matt, Alan? Dude, you guys are all in the house. So we'll Shamir. Of course, we've got Shamir. I'll take a sip of the agua for Shamir before I dig into a little bit about what my whole joke was about here. Um, hey, Dan, I'm a cool cat. Yeah, we get the ripoffs, like I'm gonna tell you, took my kids to see a cat in a hat, and they said, "Hey, what are those, Dr. Seuss?" I said, No, no, no. I never said nothing about no Dr. Seuss. I said we're gonna go see a cat in a hat. You thought we were gonna go see the cat in the hat, as we say. You gotta listen, that's when my kids learn to pay attention to the details. It's all about the details. Pay attention to the details, people. This is pure filtered Lake Michigan water from my refrigerator and whatever charcoal filter we have. I've been drinking it for many years. I'm mostly okay still. That's up for debate, I'm sure. And I got a lot to talk about. I was actually just reading about Nike. I bought another share of Nike. Newsletter's not done. That's the only thing I'm going to have to get done this weekend. I'll do it either probably Sunday morning when we're in the hotel. But Nike, they are shifting things around a little bit more. Tom Petty, it reminded me of one of my favorite movies of all time, Return of the Living Dead. They're all coming back from retirement. You've got Elliot Hill, who's going to be the CEO, taking over on Monday, coming out of retirement. And you have Tom Petty, who also came out of retirement. He's going to be the head of North America, replacing another gentleman, Scotty Uzel, who I'm not familiar with. But yeah, they brought two people out of retirement to try and fix this little bit of a mess that Nike's in. And it's why I think the more I look into Nike, I think they're a fallen angel. They're due for a comeback. I think it's not a brand problem. I think it's a strategy problem. They shifted way too hard. That was John Donahoe, the outgoing CEO, who's done now, right? Well, I don't know if they make decisions on the weekend, but he's retiring officially. It'll be on Monday. And yeah, he pivoted really hard into the direct to consumer during COVID, thought they would make a lot more money, just have the app sell right to the customer. Turns out they need the wholesale retailers. A lot of people like to go in, try shoes. It was just such a big part. And anyway, so Elliot Hill, Tom Petty, Peddie. I just realized that now. I'm talking about, bringing people back from the dead. Unfortunately, Tom Petty, who I never got to see in concert. I'm a little bit sad about that. but at least there's YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. I can watch his concerts. But Tom Perry doesn't. Peddie. Tom Petty came back. So, right, he's going to. Oh, what was it we did? We talked about it before, and I had it. It was a Tom Petty song that applied to Nike. Does anyone remember? I don't remember. It was not an. Oh my god! It was so apropos to Nike's situation. Not running down a dream. Maybe running down a dream. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about the SCHD split that happened. I bought a few more shares just because I had a little bit of cash laying around. But all right, we got 41 of you in the house. So I'm going to throw this on real quick just so I can get with that joke. Why it was the clickbait. The pumpkin said costume idea. If you're just joining us, I threw on the glasses. I said I was a sleazy strip club owner. You know what I mean? I run chicas locas, crazy girls. Like I can't even take them off now. But yeah, here, check this out. I'll run through something really, really quickly here. Because hey, maybe you want to be a sleazy strip club owner, help put some girls through college, I don't know, whatever you want to do. It's your money. Do whatever the heck you want to do. So here, really quick, this is RCI Hospitality Holdings, ticker RICK. They own and operate adult nightclubs, sports bars, and I think they're trying to get into the casino business as well. Let us know. You don't know. Let us know if you've been to Bombshells. Bombshells is it reminds me of a let's see. Hopefully I won't get in trouble here. Bombshells reminds me of a like that. It's like a Hooters or Twin Peaks, but military themed, right? And I think they have veteran stuff too. So there you go. So a little risque, right? Okay. They own Bombshells, but they also. Oh, did that not go? I got. Hold on. Throwback to the days when things didn't go right. Wanted to do that. Yeah, I guess you guys didn't see that. Why didn't it? Oh, here. Okay, there we go. That's what was supposed to come on. See, good thing I got my phone on there. This is what you were supposed to see. It's the War of Taste Buds, right? It's just come on, scroll down. What happened? Scroll down, please. I don't know why. Anyway, you get the point. It looks like a Hooters but military themed. They also own this robust energy drink. Very interesting. That's RCI Hospitality Holdings. So they own strip clubs, they own energy drinks. They also own Exotic Dancer, ED Publications. So they get the sleaze. They got sleaze covered all over the place. Yeah, so there you go. But also they have this. If you were curious, maybe you've been to some of these. You don't have to tell anybody. It can be your little secret. I don't care. I'm not judging if you're a creep, but they've got like Tootsies and Vivid Cabaret. So you can tell people for one share of RCI, right? It sounds like for just one share of RCI Hospitality Holdings, you can tell people that you own Chicas Locas and Heartbreakers. Anyway, so you get the point. They own all these strip joints, Bombshells, and then I thought I would show you two more things. This one, CEObuys.com. Their CEO, Eric Langan, has bought a lot of shares going back 10 years. He started buying at $11 a share. You can see down there. He bought at $9, $8, $8, $9, $10, $18. Oh, look at this, Eric. He bought shares at $78.68. 1,000 shares. He likes to buy in shares of 1,000. Then he bought at 58, and then he bought at 54. My question is, 7 months ago, if he liked the company at 54, why will he not buy the company when they are at currently $41.83? And just to wrap this bizarre little cherry on top. Micro cap 374 million. They were founded in 1983, based in Houston, Texas. And just a couple quick stats. Look at that dividend growth, 14% 5-year CAGR. They raised it 21%. Talking about RCI here, they just again raised it 1 penny per quarter, 4 cents per year. And yeah, free cash flow payout ratio only 9%. So really good with that. Free cash flow per share easily can cover the dividend. Sales are starting to decline a little bit. Obviously, negative 27%, but sales growth is almost always in the toward 10%. You know, a few years here it was 7%, but slowing down a little bit, the total sales. And hey, they still made money somehow in 2020 and 2021. And they only have 9 million shares outstanding. So that is, our return on invested capital, not too bad. Pause this if you want to look. I'm not going to spend too much more time, but net debt isn't too crazy. Interest coverage ratio could be a little bit higher. So there you go. Let me close out some of these tabs. Don't close StreamYard. Don't close StreamYard. Don't close StreamYard. There we go. So what do you guys think? That was my joke. For $41, you can run around telling everybody that you're a sleazy strip club owner if you wanted to. But still interesting. And yeah, I think Ryan even did a video like the sexiest dividend stock to own or something like that. But all right, I'm going to get to these. We're going to go quick here. So I'm going to be picking the most interesting questions because I won't pull a Kevin Burgess and get stuck on every single comment and be 35 minutes behind. But here we go. Question for me. Do you think JPM is a buy going to start a position? You know what? If you guys listen to Dividend Talk, European Dividend Growth Investor has a saying, bankers are wankers. I can tie that in a little bit to Toronto Dominion Bank, right? So JPM did pretty well on their earnings. They make money in rising interest rates, I think, easier from what the little bit I know from the rising interest rate environment. They make money easier, right? They make more money on what they're loaning out. But in the lower one, they can still make money. But honestly, I haven't really dug into JPM in a long time, Matt. But I'll tell you what, let's see what Simply Safe says. And I maxed out. Oh, you maxed out the 401k. You know, I used to try and max it out as quick as possible. And then, of course, what happened, it was in 2021 when everything crap. Remember, it was like October, November, I think, when everything hit super, super lows. I think I maxed it out in early September. And I had to sit there and watch everything just be like, man, this would have been a great time to buy. But yeah, great God, Nix, you said you would buy JPM. Let's just see what Simply Safe gives on the valuation for JPM with Jamie Dimon. I think some people talk about Jamie Dimon becoming CEO one day. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would he be a good president, right? If Wanker is president, right? Maybe he'd fit right in. Why are we not sharing this tab? Because I didn't hit the button. There we go. You gotta hit the button, man. Hit the gosh dang button. They say it could be overvalued. Here we go. Here we go. A little bit overvalued. According to them, they use a backward-looking metric on Simply Safe Dividends, which, by the way, everybody, you can try Simply Safe Dividends free for 2 weeks, and you don't even need to use a credit card. So if you want to get a whole bunch of valuations and data and whatever and what have you, connect an account, I don't know. I hate seeing that. I have a covered call horror story about that $222.29. But let's see. Yeah, dividend growth zoomed in a little too much here. 13 years dividend growth. Yeah, obviously most banks had trouble back then coming out of the GFC, but yeah, it's pretty rapidly growing. They just raised it again, and they're showing that on the 5-year PE, it could be overvalued. They're expecting a price of 178 to 217. And if we look at the 5-year average dividend yield, very similar, but also overvalued. So everybody's been buying the heck out of JPM. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why, especially with rates coming down. So it just, yeah, the yield's way below the 5-year average, the PE's above. It just looks, but also, we don't look at PE too. It makes more sense with banks as they do tell us to use the earning payout ratio um, for the dividend. But yeah, it's really low, 25%, might jump up to 31. They can easily cover the dip. They're probably too big to fail, right? So if you want the big safe bank, that might be a good one to go for. They're buying back shares still. Sales just up and to the right. I don't know. I don't see any problems, but it feels like, yeah, it might be a little bit overvalued for JPM. So um I don't know. I don't know, Matt. I hope that helps a little bit. But yeah, I don't want to get into technical analysis. We could throw a chart on the screen, but it looks a little bit too high. And as we're scrolling, wasn't that Fred Durst? He looks like an old man now. We're strolling. Watching Ryan's video on you, Clear Security, said you talked about it. Which video I did? It was the. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was here. Why don't we do this? Let's see if I can do this right. So I have a performance tracker that I share in some of the descriptions of the videos. And I think you guys can see this, right? Hey, look at that. We did something right. So this is our video tracker. Stop moving it, man. You're making me sick. And I should have put the link into it on this, but it was, here we go. Come on. 4 strong buy dividend stocks. And I did that on September 12th. And check that out, man. When I did the video, it was at $30. Now it's at 34, gain of 12%. So those were 4 strong buy dividend stocks as rated by Seeking Alpha. And they also had high short interest, over 10%. I explained a little bit about short interest. Funny, I remember somebody in the comments excoriated me about calling short scum of the earth and all this. But look at Powell Industries. Too bad I didn't buy them. Up 56%. So, and then we also threw on there Build-A-Bear work. They're all up. All 4 are up. Build-A-Bear Workshop's up 13%. And then the Cheesecake Factory's even up 6%. And then the latest video where we shared stocks, 5, yeah, they're all down. But they were ones that were considered undervalued by Simply Safe Dividends. And the only one that's up is Amdocs, ticker DOX. So, hey, look at even Papa John's. May 25th, we did 38% upside was given on Papa John's potentially, and we're at 7%. So, heck of a lot more to go. But that's the video for you, my friend. My friend. All right. Back at it. Back at the chat. You can't beat a good Friday night, man, right? Eve of the weekend. Oh, no, the weekend's here. What's the eve of the weekend? Thursday? So investing heavy in 2025. Probably best to do like Nick Maju. Oh, by the way, I talked to this guy right here. Stephen Forrester. I gotta block Ben. So this will be tomorrow. Coming out at 10 a.m. I did the interview. I edited it. I don't sound right. That sounds like lazy talk. Edited. I edited. And yeah, Stephen Forrester told some stories. Good book. I liked it. Good bathroom reader. Punchy, short chapters. You can just pop one open, learn something. I liked it. But anyway, be still. You're going to go on SCHD, DGRO, SCHG, and VOO. And we'll get to the question. So far, somebody. Oh, hey. What's up, Paolo? You can call me Ross, too. I'll accept that. I don't mind. I've been called worse by my wife after a few drinks. Jesus. As soon as I said that, my brain was like, that sounds really, really bad. But it can't be that bad. I mean, next month we are going to celebrate our what's 2024 minus 2005. That's how long we've been married. So 19th anniversary wedding. And we started dating in November of 2000. So, hey, it can't be that bad if she's been with me almost 24 years, right? But yeah, by Mosaic, what do I think? Mosaic, don't they do well, let's look all the way from Portugal, Paulo. I think they do fertilizer and stuff, right? I think they do fertilizer. I don't know their ticker. MOS. Maz. Morrissey's nickname is Maz. The last of the international famous playboys is Maz. They show that it's reasonably valued. Yeah, fertilizers and agricultural chemicals. This mouse is loud. Oh, sweet. They own and operate mines which produce concentrated phosphate crop nutrients such as diammonium phosphate, monoammonium phosphate, and aminated phosphate. Hey, I was in a band called Aminated Phosphate. We were actually in high school. It was a tribute to corn. We were aminated phosphate. It's a mouthful, I know. All right, enough of that nonsense. Interesting. I'd need to know why they cut their dividend a whole bunch in the middle about 10 years ago. Less than 10 years. That's yucky. But they have been growing it. I don't know if they spun something off, or let's see if they took a big hit in their cash flow. Yeah, it says they're about reasonably valued. Yikes, what happened there? This is a weird one. The market has the 5-year average dividend yield is 1.18 and it's 3.21 now. So why is the market not scooping this up with such a high yield? And it's down toward the lower end of the 52-week price range. Maybe geopolitical events, something to do with Ukraine still. I honestly don't know how tied petrochemicals are to fertilizers. That's something I probably should know more about. But looks like, yeah, free cash flow's fallen off a cliff here. And sales are down. It looks like things are, yeah, total sales are declining. I don't know. This looks cyclical and, you know, all their margins are compressing. I would need to know why. And I guess I would say net debt's low. That's good. But yeah, that interest coverage ratio, dangerous. Ugh. It doesn't float my boat. And I'd need to know way more about the business. Yeah, I need to know way more about that business. So, does anybody else own Mosaic? Oh, Trevon, you bought. I missed that, man. You bought 400 of AbbVie, dude. You're buying up there. Let's see without how quick I can see if they say it's overvalued compared. Yeah, it looks way overvalued. Safe company. I think Mark Russane did a recent video that he called it a buy and hold forever stock, and it made me think that I should do a video on the myth of buy and hold forever. I guess I'll give it away here, but I don't think there really is a buy and hold forever. Like there's no individual stock that you can just buy and never look at it again. I think you can get lucky if industry trends, they keep their moat, if things are, you know, relatively good for them. Well, you know, I don't think there's a buy and hold forever. I really don't. Unless you're buying an ETF like the S&P 500, like VOO or VTI, where you're buying the entire US investable stock market. So, all right, I got to get caught up here, guys and girls. Hello, Sir Dude Bro Man. Well, we've been talking on Blossom. Yeah, by the way, you guys know if you follow me on Blossom, you can find that link in the description below. Sign up for free. Follow me. Turn on the links and see everything that I've been buying. Really? A rapper? I am not. Hey, Phildo the Great. What's up, man? I assume you're a man. We got Bernard in the house. And let's okay, so here we go. So yeah, SCHD did a 3-for-1 split. I do remember I wanted to get that. If you guys have been watching for a while, I deleted it I went on Canva and took a pizza and put a whole bunch of lines through it, did like a before and after, and it wasn't to scale, right? But when you see a split, nothing changes with the business except the share price. Everything that's the market cap, the enterprise value, you know, earnings per share, everything is the same. The only thing that changes is the amount of shares. So it's like a pizza cut into 8 pieces and then you cut it into 24 pieces, right? That would be a 3-for-1 split. So it's the same exact size, weight, ingredients in the pizza. It's now just in 24 small slices instead of 8 bigger slices. So there you go. Um, yeah, it's weird. I honestly don't know the rationale other than maybe they're trying to get more retail investors into buying stock because people think, and don't make this mistake. This was something I did in the beginning is if you see a stock that's like Lockheed Martin is $600, you might think like, "Ooh, that's expensive." Or even better one, Berkshire Hathaway, what is it now? 600,000 a share. And people are like, wow, that's crazy expensive. But if Berkshire went down to 300,000 a share, that would be really, really cheap. So you can't just look at the share price. And Shannon bought 21 shares of Altria. What's Altria at now? You guys remember I was in a hurry to get out of it. Yeah, 49 bucks. I think I got out at 44 and change, 43 and change. Didn't lose any money. Yeah, Shamir's SCHD holdings went from 31 to 93. Again, it's all numbers. I mean, nothing changed with the net asset value of SCHD. It's the same damn thing. Good for you, man. You've never once been to a strip club. Yes, I have. I know. I don't think Sam is in the chat. I don't think I saw Sam. I didn't her in the chat. I can't get this out, but I was in Australia as a 19-year-old man, and I didn't see much. People say like, "Did you see kangaroos, the outback, aborigines? Did you go on a walkabout?" No, I didn't. This is what I saw. I saw a pier and food places to eat, casino, gentlemen's club, and dance club and bar. That's all that I saw in Perth. What a waste. But again, hey, I was 19, no girlfriend, a pocket full of cash after being out at sea for a while. So, hey, would I do it again? Sure. I mean, come on. You're only 19 once, but I do want to go back someday with either my family or just my wife to Australia and properly see Australia. Because I'll tell you what, the inside of a bar looks pretty much the same. And I'm going to tell you this for a fact. In Chicago, Milwaukee, Fort Lauderdale, my God, this must be getting old. Manama, Bahrain. All right. It's crazy. Dubai, Jabal Ali. Where else? Hobart, Tasmania, Pearl Harbor. All these places I went to, we all went to the bar and the club. And it was basically, this is what's on young sailors' minds. Girls and booze. Just, where's the girls? Where's the booze? Just point us in that direction. And that's where we went. Caribbean. We went to St. Martin. Just what a waste, but it's all right. Oh, Pep. Yeah, PepsiCo had their earnings. I was laughing because if any of you listen to the call, Ramon LaGuarta, their CEO, kept talking about mini meals that Gen Xers, I think, are eating mini meals like maybe a banana and some Tostitos or Sabritas or whatever they're eating. He used their products, but yeah, they're I don't know. I think PepsiCo. Oh, we bought a car, and we can get into that later when I'm caught up. But I'm just gonna sell some of the stock, pay it off, and just start rebuying in a hurry. I think it'll give me a chance to move out of some names that I don't know if they're right anymore. And this could be a whole nother discussion because of my age. But I think PepsiCo, J&J, I don't think they have big growth trajectory ahead of them, like a Visa does, or a Costco, or MasterCard lump them in. Some of these other businesses, maybe even Starbucks, I think can have a nice growth trajectory. They're another fallen angel. But yeah. All right, let's get that was a long rant. You get long rants here. Let me know if you like it. Thumbs up to this or video. I don't know. Not Ben, but they shut one down. Yeah, we were talking about the gentlemen's clubs, which you can own if you buy Rick. If you missed it, you go back to the beginning. Sure, you were for a friend's birthday. That friend has a lot of birthdays, doesn't he, Kevin? How can your friend have a birthday twice a week, man? Come on. I kid and tease because I love. Tough love. All right, what's up, WTF? Nice to see you. Companies people hate that pay a decent dividend currently, fertilizer stocks. Yeah, I wonder why. I don't know why they hate. If anybody can elucidate us, let us know, because I really haven't paid much attention. Oh, I know. Wait, I thought it was funny. It's a funny thing. Do they really? I don't know. Yeah, puts the innocence like, okay. Yes, we did. Hey, again, some people call me Ross. Some people call me Rinny. You can call me Rinny. I don't know. I don't mind. Love the name. Second, I do better. What name? Oh, WTF. You like? Okay. See, I said I wasn't going to read every comment, so I know, right? And I did. I'm making up for it now. So if anybody did anything really important or said anything really important, I do. Sample your own supply regularly. Yeah, I don't know if it works like that. I think you would go to jail. Maybe unless did anyone watch the Vince McMahon on Netflix? Yeah, that's crazy. So I think you got to pay a lot of money to people if you do that. All right, I'm almost cut. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm catching up. I said I wasn't going to pull a Kevin Burgess. Oh, is that MicroStrategy? MSTR? My let's try that again. My worry with MicroStrategy would be if they don't they have a lot of their aren't they heavily tied to Bitcoin? So if Bitcoin drops, which is another thing, Bitcoin is very volatile. It's up, I don't know, hundreds of percent in a year, and recently it's down 12, 15, 20%. You can't have a store of value that fluctuates that much, but if Bitcoin drops, wouldn't they drop, right? I think. TD was fined indeed 3 billion for the in New York and New Jersey. There was a few branches that laundered money for a Chinese drug cartel, and the government found out. The U.S. government found out, so they're going to get a $3 billion fine plus caps on their U.S. business growth. I think where they're at now, they can't grow anymore. How long? We don't know, because I heard Wells Fargo from 2015 or 2016 is still paying for that. Like, they had a cap on their assets, I believe, from the whole making up customers, or no, what were they doing? Opening up accounts in people's names without them knowing about it, just so they could show that they had account. Crazy stuff. We're going on almost 10 years that's been capped. So yeah, I'm glad I got out of them. Is there an ETF made up of companies like Old Dominion Freight Line? I'm sure there must be either a thematic ETF. I don't know. I would have to do some Googling to see that. But yeah, if you don't, yeah, you can't just buy at any price, because as our Lord and Savior Warren Buffett has said, if you buy a stock at any price, that would be like going to buy a private business. Think of the bakery shop in your hometown USA on Main Street, going in and saying, like, what do you want to sell me this business for? Just tell me the number and I'll pay it. Like, that would be crazy. No, nobody would do that. I mean, no, maybe some people would, but And that's where you get your mind around thinking about when you buy a share of a stock, you should think about buying the whole business. Warren told me, not personally, just listening to things he's written and said. But yeah, that's you can't just do that. Well, you could just do that. I don't. It's your money, man. Do whatever you want. I don't care. All right, I'm almost caught up to all y'all. Yeah, see, this stinks. I got to get this down more pat. Microsoft, Apple, and Broadcom not buy and hold forever. I guess nothing. They could be. Anything. There was a famous saying that said, "Anything that can end will end." So someday they'll lose their moat and they'll lose revenue, go out of business, or they'll be acquired, or they'll merge. So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if you just go back 20 years, 30 years, look at the top 25 positions in the S&P 500. It's changed radically. It was like ExxonMobil, AT&T, I think GE was in there, but things shift, and I should have had you on. Dang it, what was I thinking, Craig? Yeah, I mean, it's with the 3-1 split. We didn't even get a chance to talk about it, did we? Or did we? I think we might have. I don't even know anymore. Like, it almost made me spit it out. JJ asks, how many does SCHD Stan have? Almost 700,000. Hey, could be. Yeah, I think it's buy and hold forever with an asterisk. I mean, you think back. I think back to the Nifty 50. Does anybody remember that? There was a group of stocks that you just bought. They bought. I don't think it was in the. I think it was in the 60s or 70s, early. Maybe it was in the 60s. It was just the Nifty 50. Fund managers or a hedge fund manager. You bought it. You bought these companies. Retail investors. You buy these companies. Hold them forever. You don't have to do anything. Forget about it. Some of them worked out, right? But some of them they didn't. Like Xerox. Xerox was one of the Nifty 50. Didn't work out so well. I think Kodak was one of the Nifty 50. Xerox is still around, but it's struggling. It looks like somebody that's in hospice care or something, in my opinion. But yeah, I think there are clearly businesses that have really strong moats, like Visa, but I think you have to monitor them. I just don't. I don't think you can just buy and hold forever and never pay attention, right? Look at I'm almost caught up. You're not late. You're right on time, Lisa. We were waiting for you. I really do. That's at the tippy top of my list. But check out how much overvalued they are. I like you, so I will show you. Costco. Kind of egregiously overvalued. I don't know what I was waiting for in the past. It's down to 889. When I did my back test of PE, I kind of came up with the same thing that Simply Safe did. But yeah, it's just very fast dividend growth. I mean, this is kind of like dividend porn when you look at with Costco, because it's such a strong business, and I don't know that they're ever going to slow down. Yeah, and last December, remember this? They hit you with a $15 per share special dividend. I mean, they just got so much freaking money. But I kind of, when I did my calculations, I was somewhere right around 590 to 600 a share is what I'd like to see. And they put a range of 583 to 713. So if we got to like 750, I would probably start a position. And I think it's got to happen. I'm praying, oh Lord, baby Jesus, give us a nice, healthy recession where I can buy Costco under $700 a share. But that PE really scares me. PE of 50 when the average is 36.5. That's like Nvidia high PE. I don't even know what Nvidia's PE is, but I mean, it's a wholesaler. I mean, good business, but I can't. It's so hard for me to buy up there. And just real fast, pause the video if you want. 29% free cash flow payout ratio, very low. Just they can easily cover the dividend. I mean, look at that. Almost they're expected to have $16 of free cash flow per share, and the dividend is $4.64. It's just it's sick. It's silly, is what it is. Sales growth though has been coming down, so maybe that'll scare off some people. And yeah, they don't really buy back shares. A little bit of dilution actually, but I mean, it's very hard to find much wrong with this company. Um, just margins are really strong. No net debt. I love it. And I'm good, but I still have exposure inside of ETFs. So I really do want to own it individually, but I'm going to be patient. I'm going to try and do my Charlie Munger impersonation by acting like the spear fisherman sitting, waiting patiently, waiting for that to get there. Oh my God, man, that would be funny. It could, hey, it could be. I could just be making this all up, right? That's fun. But fun fact, my parents never had a basement. We lived in I lived in 3 apartments with my mom. She met my stepdad when I was 10, and we lived in another apartment, right? The garden apartment. So technically, I guess that was the basement. Then we got a house, but the house had a garden apartment that we rented out. So we technically didn't have a basement. So and my grandparents' house had a basement. I lived there for some time, but I left when I was 18. I hit the road. Stepdad and I were just butt heads. We were like oil and water. We had no money for me to go to college. And he said, "Hey, you're going to be graduating high school soon, so you're going to be paying us room and board and money for food." And I didn't have a bedroom even because he was remodeling our attic where my room had been. And I said, "That's not going to work for me." And Navy, here I come. That's how I went in the Navy. Oh yeah, Matt. By the way, Lisa J. Stocks. Everybody, look her up on YouTube. Follow her on YouTube, please. There she is, Sam. Yeah. So I told my story about being there in Australia, and we started it off with Rick, RCI Hospitality, ticker RICK. They own. I did a funny little joke costume. My costume for Halloween. If you're just joining us, I was going to buy 1 share of RCI Hospitality, ticker RICK. They own about, I don't know, 20 gentlemen's clubs. Sounds a lot nicer than a strip joint, right? They also own Bombshells, an energy drink, an exotic dancer magazine publication thing. And I was going to say I'm a sleazy strip club owner, but yeah. So yes, Lisa does have a YouTube channel. Please check her out. I call her Queen of the Live Stream. She's always streaming, and it's always at the times that I'm so busy with other things. Oh, Nathan, where in the UK are you from? We have plans. No tickets bought yet. I'm waiting until around December, January to look at seriously buying tickets. But my youngest daughter is a big Harry Potter fan. So I figure, why not? We'll do it. We want to go to London and Scotland, take like a 10 or 11 day trip. So that's for next summer, late spring, early summer. So that's where we want to go. Yeah, VK McMahon. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. It was interesting. Kind of sad at the end. It was very entertaining all the way up until the end. It kind of got a little dark. But hey, that's life, I guess. You bought Eastman Kodak and Chrysler in 89 thinking buy and hold forever. Yeah, Adam, on the Wrath of the Cons. That is a great podcast episode. Hardcore History. If you guys like history, check out Hardcore History by, oh my God. I can't believe I forgot his name. Oh, this is going to drive me up the wall. I guess the files in my head are getting full. I'm gonna have to empty the trash. Oh my god, he used to be a broadcast. Dan. Do you ever have this happen? Oh, it's right there. Dan. Somebody tell me. Yeah. So anyway, Adam, he did a series called Wrath of the Khans. It wasn't about Chaka. It was about Genghis. Nice. Yeah, and you can call me Riss too, man. I love it. Ross, Russ, Riss. Hey, any of them are fine. They're all acceptable. But yeah, Adam, getting back to that. Yeah, great point, man. Great point. What looks like a buy and hold forever right now, we just don't know what's going to happen. There are trillions and trillions of possibilities that can happen in the future at any given moment. We just don't know what's going to happen. So, because of that, if you told me 50 years from now, Microsoft was just dominant, I would believe it. And if you told me 3 years from now, Microsoft was no longer around, I would believe that too. So, why you got to pay attention if you're buying individual stocks. Hello, Korean Cardboard. Thank you. I'm almost caught up. Almost caught up. Almost caught up. How does Ryan keep up, man? He gets so many people in the chat. I don't know how he does it. Oh, Nathan, did you say where you're from? Or I mean, you don't have to give like your town, but companies like Costco, Broadcom, Microsoft, and the like are permanently undervalued compared to their future value. I'd say, well, I can understand the argument, but I don't think there's a permanently undervalued because again, man, we think we know what's going to happen, but what happens if I don't know, Nvidia builds the chip that replicates itself and it paces everything and it's the only thing anybody ever needs. I mean, Broadcom would be hurt, right? So, but yeah, everything is always under attack. That's the one thing that is certain. Costco, Broadcom, and Microsoft, yes, they do have moats. They're very, very strong, fantastic businesses, but their castles that they're in are always under attack. So they got to stay ahead of that. That is crazy. We talked about Costco at a PE of 50. So, man, I don't think it can have. I can't buy Costco when it has a PE higher than Nvidia. I can't do it. Oh, it's cost to. Yeah, I think it is a gold standard stock for now. Right now, it is. You bang in the middle. I hope that means you're being, or is that? I hope that's slang. Because here in the United States, bang has a different connotation, and it's not the energy drink, and it's not what the noise of fireworks a firework makes, and it's also not the sound a car door makes. Dan Rather, yeah, Dan Carlin, thank you, Dan Carlin of Hardcore History. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, I love Hardcore History, but the cool thing, he puts it out whenever he gets it done. It might be 3 or 4 months in between podcast episodes, but when it his on World War One, oh, that was so good, so good. And he's just an amateur historian. He reads a bunch of books and then creates a podcast on a topic. Oh, look at this! I'm almost caught up. Yeah, Dan Carlin, just great. Oh, we didn't do news. Oh no, I got to get news here. All right, I did it. I got caught up. Andrew B, you're the newest comment, man. Fantastic. All right, let's do some news here. Come with me to the land of make believe. Like, is this a Dividend channel or a musical? It's a Dividend musical channel. There we go. I had this all set up. I got to scroll down to do this. Zip. You went too far, man. I think Farthest was, sorry, we're right here. Goodness. I know. Don't get dizzy. People are like, I can't see. So here we go. Some news. Pause the video. Look at this. There's a valuation thing down here if you want to see it. I don't know. I'm going to go quick here, but Canadian Natural sounds like a beer to me. They hiked their dividend 7.1%. A.O. Smith. This is a solid company. They've been on my watch list before. Raised their dividend 6.3%. Raised that dividend every year since 1993. And they have what Simply Safe says a pristine balance sheet. And 99, very safe. So, and they could be reasonably valued too, toward the lower end of that. Honeywell is spinning off their advanced materials business, and apparently they're going to keep investors whole. What that means is Honeywell's dividend is going to drop, but the advanced materials business is also going to pay a dividend. And when you put the two together, it will equal or exceed what Honeywell's dividend was before the spinoff. And Honeywell's right in the middle of its reasonably valued area. I don't know what this asset management and custody bank is, but they got a dividend upgrade. It is, wait a minute. Oh, BK. Isn't that Bank of New York Mellon? Yeah. And how did you know that? Oh, because it says founded by Alexander Hamilton in 1784. Bank of New York Mellon is America's oldest bank. That's pretty damn cool. BK. It's not Burger King, buddy. Yeah, they got a dividend upgrade. Very cool. I don't know much about banks. That's one of my knowledge gaps. This one I tweeted out about Pfizer. Starbird Value has taken a $1 billion stake. They could potentially push them to make more cuts, shed things that aren't working, do whatever they have to do to jumpstart the business. And hey, that could mean a dividend cut, but they say it's unlikely to be threatened for now. So it's likely safe, especially with, them taking a $1 billion stake. Hey, that's a lot of dividends they're going to be getting, right? And then there you go. TD, they reaffirmed their safety score, but as we said, $3 billion in fines, and they're going to have their future growth in the U.S. indefinitely restricted. So yeah, down to $57, man. I'm glad I sold because it's probably priced in now. And then I think one or two more. MSC, they've been on another watch list. Trading company, 2.4%, very low. And Northwest Natural. Hey, if you're young, I know they're a dividend king and they've been raising that dividend for 69 years, but 0.5%. Here, watch this. Look at this, everybody. Look at their dividend growth. That's almost like a bond. 2% 20-year CAGR. And their stock price is only up, I think, 6% in the last year. And people get hung up on, yeah, but they're a dividend king, 69 years of growth. Hey, that's great. But if you're in the wealth accumulation phase, let me know. I don't think this is a good investment. I think this is for people in wealth preservation. They want something that's going to be have a little more capital appreciation, because bonds obviously don't, and growth than a bond. So I think it's a little bit more than a bond, but they raised that dividend 0.5%. And they're in Oregon and Washington. And then my ADC, Agree Realty, with a little tiny raise of 1.2%. They agrees to raise the dividend, and my annual income increased to $3.60 as a result. And remember, this was Simply Safe Dividends. You can try Simply Safe free for 2 weeks. No credit card needed. You just give them your email address and you get to sign up. Hardcore history now. Yeah, it is beautiful. So well done. Dan Carlin is such a great storyteller. The thing he does, if you try to go back more than maybe like 6 or 7, he puts them behind a paywall. So it's kind of like if you wanted to listen to the World War I podcast episodes now, you might have to kick him a few bucks unless you can find them on YouTube or somewhere else. But definitely look up Hardcore History. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, dividends. I don't like musicals. My sister-in-law is nuts about musicals. I can't stand musicals. Yeah, Fred Rogers was the man, you know? Fred Rogers was the man keeping us down. Who knew? Yeah, that's the you could spin off the rails there. Uh, the Hamilton Bank would have been a good buy and hold forever stock. That's interesting. Uh, we talked with Stephen Forster again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I'll be dropping the interview. We talked about one of the stories was Sir Isaac Newton in the 1720s. He got caught up. He got a bad case of the FOMO with the South Sea Company stock, and what happened with that. So we don't want to spill it. We got to leave a little something. Share whatever you want, man. It's a free world. I don't care. I did start a Discord once, like 2 or 3 years ago, when everybody was. And I think I got two people to come into it. I was like, okay, what do we talk about now? Just it didn't work. And look at this guy. Beastill's all about the Humpty dance. Come on. People call me stupid. You know what I miss? I miss 90s hip hop. I was a punk guy, punk and whatnot, but I didn't mind hip hop. I 90s hip hop. I can't name much of it. I know the songs when I hear them, like Humpty Dance. Um, I don't know. I guess you know what comes to mind? Nightmare on My Street by Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's a good song. But yeah, stuff like Bust a Move by Young MC. I loved when I heard that. I mean, come on, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. Of course, yeah, LL Cool J. Being here in Chicago, though, what I really got into though was freestyle music. And if you were anywhere near in the 80s and 90s, anywhere near somewhere that had a really um, heavy Latin population, it was almost guaranteed you were going to hear freestyle music. So I love my freestyle music. And yeah, the Humpty Dance. But yeah, just like I don't know, Belle Biv DeVoe, uh, Genuine. I don't know. I remember it's Genuine, Pony. I guess I remember hearing that in the club all the time. Yeah, you're right, B still. Look, look at B still. B still's giving me the he's rambling on about 90s hip hop now. So he's giving me I feel like I'm getting the hook, like the vaudeville hook, giving me off the stage. So couple more minutes, man. Couple more minutes. Look at what you did. You just knocked out like 15 viewers. That's fine. It's sort of the end anyway. I was rambling. Not much value here other than just, There we go, Lisa. Thank you for bringing it back on track. Your favorite monthlies are Realty Income and Main Street Capital, which I do owe. I think I'll start the next live stream. I've done a thing with a few stocks. One of them is Main, where I've taken all the dividends I've received and I keep subtracting that from my cost basis. And I call it the adjusted cost basis. So that is what I'll show. So I was just reading this. Adam, really, you saw many what was your favorite concert in Chicago? What's your favorite concert in Chicago? Did you get deep dish? Where'd you see it? At Aragon Ballroom? They call it the Aragon Ballroom right there up on Lawrence Avenue, right up there in Uptown. Lawrence Avenue, the Aragon Ballroom. We also had the Riv. You had the Congress Theater. Just fantastic places. Of course, you got the House of Blues. You saw a lot of shows at the House of Blues. They got this crazy place now called the Salt Shed. Anyway, SPHD. Lisa, I don't know what SPHD is. Yeah, I'm not going to be live streaming on Sunday because I will be in Frankenmuth, Michigan. It is the high dividend, low volatility ETF. I have meant to look into this, Lisa. Lisa, and the Cult Jam. There you go. That was a little bit of freestyle from back in the day. Head to toe. Dividends have been dropping, though. Interesting. I wonder why. I'd have to take a deeper look at that. It's brilliant. I'm looking at something, a chart, and not showing you guys. So, like Lisa and the Cult Jam, right? No, I was thinking of Gloria Stefan and the Miami Sound Machine. That was a little more like pop freestyle, but Lisa was, I don't know, she might have been hip hop. I don't know. I love it, man. Oh yeah. So yeah, back in the day, that used to be called the World, or I'm sorry, the World, right? I can't think of it. Shamir, how in the hell do you know that? Funny you should bring that up, my friend. Very funny you should bring that up, my friend, because my grandparents back in the day, like in the 1940s, the late 40s, early 50s, they went to the Aragon Ballroom and they saw Lawrence Welk there. And I don't know why I'm pointing at you still. Thin crust pizza. What do you want me to say that? Can you please say thin crust pizza? No, thank you. I'm from Chicago. It's from a TV show called New Girl. Hey, if you guys want a Chicago joke to tell your friends, say, I was in Chicago and I was getting on a bus and I asked the bus driver, hey, does this bus go to the loop? And he says, no, it goes beep, beep. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba. That's probably timed on the show with that, right? But they, yeah, exactly, Shamir. So that's cool that you knew that. Thank you for sharing and bringing up that memory of my grandparents going to a show. I would also like to send a shout out to my grandparents, dearly departed, for engaging with each other because without them, I would not be here, probably. Oh, Grandma and Grandpa, thank you for doing what you did, not using protection because I wanted to be born. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna get off here. I'm just rambling now, and if I just jumped on and just rambled like that and didn't talk any investing, I wonder how many people would leave. Anyway, so good night, all. Game over, Shannon. Thank you. I'll end it with that. And speaking of those 80s and when hip hop and things were awesome back then, it's probably good to know now. Anyway, I gotta go to Michigan this weekend, so I'll tell you, I'll take a few pictures and I don't know, I'll find something dividend related there to share with you. So enjoy your weekend, everybody. Check out Lisa's channel; she'll be streaming. Hop on there, say hello that you came from here, give her my love, and I'm giving you my love. I really do appreciate you swinging on by the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next Sunday.